Hello everybody, welcome to the first ever virtual live stream Generation Sinai. Every year I get so excited to see the pictures that come in from schools across the country as we gather together on this magical day. This year, like just about everything else, Generation Sinai is a little different. And the best part is, I get to be here with all of you. What's more, we're probably making history. As far as I know, it's the first time every Jewish day school across South Africa has gotten onto one Zoom call. That's a lot of people. So put your hand up as we celebrate our special Jewish community. Today, I want to share one of my favorite parts of Shabbos with you. Can you guess what it is? Take the poll and let me know. Yes, you guessed it. Saying Kiddush is one of my favorite parts of Shabbos. I look forward to it every week. It's not just because it's at that moment that I take a deep breath, look around me and take in the wonderful sight of familiar faces around the Shabbos table. It's really because every week I look forward to saying the words of the Kiddush. The words of the Kiddush have taken on so much meaning for me. I like to think of these words as the mission statement for the Jewish people.
I think that a mission statement is like a verbal newspaper to the world about who you are and what you're about.
That's right. It's a sentence or two that really explains what's important to you. Have you thought about what your family mission statement would be? So you're probably wondering, what's so special about Kiddush that it explains everything we stand for as the Jewish people? Well, that's something that I'm delighted to share with you, with the help of my friends and your teachers from across the country. Before we get started, I'd love to know if you have any ideas. Use the Zoom chat and let me know what you think makes Kiddush the ideal mission statement for the Jewish people. Thanks for sharing such wonderful ideas. I'd like to divide the ideas that pop up throughout the Kiddush text into 5 main themes. The first one comes from the words, Vayechulu hashamayim v'ha'aretz v'chol tzeva'am, and the heaven and the earth and everything in them were completed. The first paragraph of the Kiddush is made up of the verses as they appear in the book of Bereshit. They describe how after 6 days of creation, God rested and established the concept of Shabbos for all future generations. By saying these verses out loud every week, we as Jewish families give testimony to the foundational truth of the world. God exists and He created the world from nothing. Everything and everybody is a creation of Hashem. He made the beautiful world we see around us. You are my witnesses, says Hashem. We fulfill this calling every Friday night as we gather around our Shabbos tables and declare in the ancient words of the Kiddush prayer that God created the world. And it's not just the fact that He created it, it's the super important role He gave us to play.
The Kiddush on Friday night is a very important reminder to all of us that Hashem is the creator of the world. Hashem is our creator. And in difficult times, it's especially important to remember and to uplift ourselves that there's a creator in this world and nothing happens by accident. Hashem is in charge of every little thing that is happening. And on Shabbat, when we say the Friday night Kiddush, we say Hashem is the creator of the world. He created the world for 6 days and He completed it, and then He rested on the 7th day. And that's why He gave us Shabbat, to rest and to remind us of Hashem doing the exact same thing. So Hashem created the world and wanted to invite us to be His partners in this world and to help Hashem complete creation. He didn't create a perfect world. He left things quite imperfect for us to make perfect. And isn't it a privilege? Isn't it such a special thing to be a partner with Hashem? Hashem could have chosen the angels to partner with him. He could have chosen the higher worlds to be the main purpose of creation. But he didn't choose that. He chose us in this physical world to be his partners in creation. And so on Friday nights with the Kiddush, we remind ourselves about the foundational truth of Yiddishkeit, of Judaism, and that we have to have faith in Hashem as our creator. And as we come out of a week of often forgetting that, Shabbat is a reminder. We get our clarity back of who we are and why we're here and what we can do to partner with Hashem as the creator of the world. We too can be creators with Hashem. So we thank Hashem for that beautiful privilege.
The second part of our mission statement is something I'm sure you all know is very close to my heart. Shabbos. We say, Vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol malachto asher asa. And he rested on the seventh day from all of his work which he had done. When we gather around the table to say these words, we fulfill a great mitzvah, which is based on the verse, remember the day of Shabbos to make it holy. The Talmud explains that this is done by actually pronouncing the holiness of the day out loud. This means calling the day of Shabbos special and different from the days of the week. The Rambam points out that we do this when Shabbos comes in by saying Kiddush and when Shabbos goes out by saying Havdalah. These two prayers are actually two parts of one mitzvah because both of these declare Shabbos to be special and different from the days of the week. On the surface, Shabbos is just a day of many physical things, but look a little deeper and it becomes so much more. It's a day of holiness, of prayer and learning, a day of connecting to family and to Hashem. We drink the wine, but we sanctify it by reciting Kiddush first. We eat 3 festive meals, but we feel full only when we give thanks for the chance to elevate the experience to the level of a mitzvah. On Shabbos, we bring together the physical and spiritual world and we make them both special.
There's a very sweet medrash that tells us that when Hashem created the world, each day of the week had a match. So when on Sunday he created light on the first day, he matched that up with Wednesday when he created the sun. On Monday, when Hashem separated the upper waters from the lower waters, that matched up with Thursday when he created the fish who swarmed the oceans. On Tuesday, when Hashem created the land, that became matched up with Friday when Hashem created all the myriad of animals in the world. Shabbos came along and said, I have no partner. Who will be my partner? And Hashem lovingly looked at Shabbos and said, the Jewish people will be your partner. And so began the beautiful relationship between Klal Yisrael, the Jewish people, and the gift of Shabbos. And on Shabbos, we go off to shul, and we come home, and we sing Shalom Aleichem, and then we gather around the table, and we all stand together, and we focus, and we announce the beautiful Shabbos by making Kiddush.
The third part of our mission statement is our commitment to holiness. We say, Vayevarech Elokim et Yom HaShvi'i vayekadesh oto, and God blessed the seventh day, and He sanctified it. And later on we add, Ve'otanu kidashta, you sanctified us. Hashem has infused Friday night and Saturday with holiness, which transforms it from being just another day of the week. This holiness has an impact on all of us. As the Midrash says, the light of a person's face on Shabbos cannot be compared with that of the week.
We're given the opportunity, which is a responsibility, to bring Kedusha into this world. What is Kedusha? So it's translated as holiness, but it really means godliness. You and I have been given the opportunity, the privilege of bringing godliness into this world. What does that mean? It means taking mundane things, wine, food, clothing, chairs, and doing something godly with it. There was once a Rebbe who was doing a math lesson, and he said, if I have 5 apples and I give 2 away, how many apples do I have left? So one little boy raised his hand, so eager to answer, and he said, the answer is 3. And the Rebbe said, no, the answer is 2. You made those apples infinite. You made those apples godly by sharing it with someone else. That's what being Kodesh is. That's what the ability to bring Kedusha into this world is.
The word to sanctify really actually means to be makadesh something, means to separate it. To separate it. This is for this time and this is for that time. And I'm sure you guys know this. In general in life, you don't go to, sports in the same clothes as you go to the classroom, which is the same clothes that you would go to your dance recital. Everything in life often has a place which is different from something which you would not be appropriate in a different place. And that's really what Kiddush is all about. Kiddush is reminding us that this time of Shabbat is different. It's not just Friday night. It's not just Saturday. It's Shabbat. But we need something to remind us of that. And that's what the process of Kiddush is.
The second last part of our mission statement is recognizing that God liberated us from Egypt. We say, Ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zeicher letziat Mitzrayim, because it is the first of the holy days, a reminder of the exodus from Egypt. The fact that God took us out of Egypt is a pillar of Jewish life and belief. But why? Use the Zoom chat once more and let me know why you think the fact that God took us out of Egypt is so fundamental to our belief.
One of the requirements of Kiddush is to mention that Hashem took us out of Egypt. And why is it? Why do we need to remember that so long ago Hashem took the Jewish people out of Egypt? And why in Kiddush it's an important statement that we say? The classical answer is that Hashem wants us to remind ourselves that we're not servants of anyone else, only to Hashem. We serve Hashem by learning Torah and doing His mitzvot. And perhaps we can offer a different understanding as well as why we need to remember Hashem took us out of Egypt. That if you think where we are today, we've been in lockdown for nearly 2 months, maybe just over 2 months, and everyone's waiting. Is it going to be different? How will it be different? When can we go free from our houses? And if we think back to the time that the Jews were in Egypt, and they were there for over 200 years as slaves. They were slaves, their parents were probably slaves, their children might be slaves, and they were wondering, is there ever going to be a new world? Is there ever going to be a chance of starting again? And by remembering Hashem took the Jewish people out of Egypt, it gives us hope that there can be a new world, that there can be a change. And perhaps next time that you say Kiddush this Friday night and you mention Hashem took us out of Egypt, remember the hope that it brings, that even if things are difficult now, there's always hope for the future with Hashem helping us.
The Ramban explains that faith in God means believing not only that He exists and that He created the world, but also that He has awesome, unlimited power and can change the world at a moment. The exodus from Egypt is proof that He has this power. He can turn the Nile into blood and split seas. His mastery of the laws of nature, says the Ramban, affirms God's creation of the world. When we affirm that God took us out of Egypt, we also testify that He cares about us and that He guides history. This is so important to remember, especially now. In a world of uncertainty, there is so much we don't know. But what we can be sure of and reassured by is the fact that God is in the driving seat and that He only wants the best for us.
A story is told about a newborn who's flying, whose family is traveling from Israel to South Africa. Now, they're waiting for the taxi outside, standing outside, the taxi's running late. You ask the child, son, where are you? He says, I don't know, I'm in mom's arms. Where are you going? I don't know, I'm in mom's arms. How come you're outside here in the cold? I don't know, it's nice and warm and cozy. I'm in mom's arms. Eventually the taxi come, and he's running late. So they have a whole discussion and argument. You should have come earlier. Why did you come late? He says, no, you ordered for later, and you brought a taxi too small, the luggage can't fit. While this all commotion is happening, you ask the child, where are you? He says, I don't know. I'm in mom's arms. Eventually they get into the taxi, and the taxi is driving. And, believe it or not, he gets a flat tire. They come out of the car, he has to take out all the luggage so he can reach to all the things that he has, to the fixing tools. And they're standing outside, in the middle of the highway, and you ask the son, where are you? He says, I don't know. I'm in mom's arms. They get back into the taxi eventually, and he's speeding, and then a cop stops him on the way because he's speeding. While this whole argument with the cop is going on, you ask the son, what's going on? He says, I don't know. I'm in mom's arms. They get into the taxi again, and eventually they get to the plane, and the commotion about the weight of the luggage, overweight. You ask the son all the time, what's going on? I don't know. I'm in mom's arms. They get on the plane, where are you? I don't know. I'm in mom's arms. They get off the plane, they're in Addis Ababa. Where are you in the world? They say, I don't know. I'm in mom's arms. Eventually you get on the next plane. You get on the next plane, and the whole way you ask the son, what's going on? He says, I don't know. I'm in mom's arms. So when we lift up our cups at the Kiddush, and we remind ourselves that God created the world in 6 days, and God creates the world every second, we remember that everything is under control. Now that's a liberating thought.
We want to make sure that it's not like any other day of the week, and therefore we're not involved in all our usual activities to ensure that Shabbat is different. And why do we do this? We do this to make sure that we have time. We have time to reflect, and we have time with Hashem. This is also a day that we don't work. We don't make parnasa, we don't make any money. And so this is a day where we really acknowledge that Hashem is fully in control of our lives, our health and our parnasa.
That brings us to the fifth and final pillar of our mission statement. Kivanu vacharta, because you have designated us. He gives us a mission. What a way to end our mission statement, with a mission. He gives us, the Jewish people, a special mission on this earth. All nations have the responsibility to fulfill the 7 mitzvahs that were given to Noach. But God gives us extra responsibility and extra mitzvahs, which means more opportunity to do good in the world. And why is Shabbos the perfect time to commit to our lifelong mission?
We know that Hashem created every single creature in this world with a purpose. You too. Every single one of us, every single human being has a unique purpose. Hashem gave us special talents and abilities, and those abilities really tell us who we are and what we're supposed to be doing in this world and what we can contribute. Now, the Kiddush that we make on a Friday night tells us something very, very special about the human being. We know that Hashem created every single human being different to all other creatures in the world. He gave us something so powerful inside every single one of us. That special element to every human being is called the neshama. But the question is, what do you do with this soul? If Hashem gave us all a soul, it must be that that's part of our purpose. He must want us to use our neshama. How do we use a neshama? So the truth is, the Friday night Kiddush tells us this very special secret. It says that Hashem, Asher Kiddishanu b'mitzvotav. Hashem made us holy by giving us His mitzvot. V'ratza banu, and He wants us. He wants us to take the mitzvot in the Torah that He gives us to go into the world, to bring spirituality into the world, to uplift the world. That's what a neshama is for. A neshama is there because that is our unique power in the world to change the world. And we do that through the mitzvot. So why do we talk about this amazing purpose that human beings have and what our mission in the world is to bring spirituality and closeness to Hashem in the world? Why do we do that on a Friday night? And the answer is because, unfortunately, sometimes in the week we just forget. We're so busy, we're running around, we're worried about our friends and our businesses and our schoolworks. But comes Shabbos, and we stop, and we can think about the week. We can think about who I am. What's my mission in the world? What should I be trying to achieve in the world? And the answer tells us in the Friday night Kiddush, it's through mitzvot. It's through doing spiritual actions. When a person goes and does spiritual actions, he's activating his neshama, And he's doing what he's been put in this world for. An amazingly powerful mitzvah that we do every Friday night to remind us that we are special. Just like every person is special, we as a human race are special because we can bring spirituality, closeness to Hashem in the world through our neshama. And that we are reminded every Friday night in the powerful Kiddush.
So there you have it, a mission statement for the Jewish people. We recognize that God is the creator of the world and everything in it. He gives us the precious gift of Shabbos and all the tools to bring holiness into the world. He liberated us from Egypt and continues to liberate us daily, and He gives us a divine mission that only we can do. Isn't that wonderful? And now that we know the power of the words of Kiddush, I want to ask you one last thing. We broke one record today by getting all the schools on one Zoom call, and now we have the opportunity to break another. Our musicians have produced a special beat that will allow us, all the moms, dads and children of South Africa, to proclaim the words of Kiddush, our mission statement, out loud together. Don't be scared. Even if you can't read Hebrew, you'll find it easy to follow. It's quick and easy. I'm handing you over to our guide, but please stay on. It's going to be epic. Chag Sameach, God bless, and a good Shabbos to everybody.